YouTube? I am NintendoMan64, bringing you another episode of Pokemon Leaf Green. Before I go in depth on what we're going to be doing in this episode, I completely forgot that this girl in here has a very interesting item for you to use. I was going to talk to her about something random, but then I realized, oh crap, she has a useful item for us. The urge to battle with someone you tangled with before. Have you ever had that urge? I'm sure you have. I wanted to battle certain people again over and over too. So I've been giving these away. Please take one. Obtain the Versus Seeker. Use that device and you'll find trainers looking for a rematch. You have to charge its battery to use it though. I never understood how to charge this thing as a little kid. I believe you have to charge it by walking. Let's see. Oh, charges while traveling. Oh, that's interesting. Can't use it in the Pokemon Center though, apparently. But anyway, this is Vermilion City, the city of... I don't know. Where's the town sign? There's always a town sign. Are you the town sign? Nope. Town sign. Are you the town sign? There you go. The Port of Exquisite Sunsets. Even though time is not a relevant factor in this playthrough as it is in all other Pokemon games after Gen 1. Anyway, we are going to be exploring, whatever in this episode, Vermilion City in this episode. Sorry, I just spaced out for a second. There are a lot of things you can do and get in this city. One thing I actually did forget to do. I do have to switch out a Pokemon because we are going to be conducting a trade. Not a trade that you might think is a good trade, but it's one that I'd like to do nonetheless because we're going to be looking for... excuse me. Thank you. One trade in particular that we're working on, you know, doing because if we want to max out the Pokedex. So, that in mind, before we do anything else, we will go worry about that trade. That house we will tackle in a moment. We want to go into this house right here, though. As you can see, there's this little forlorn-looking girl. Same as the girl that was trying to get, Same as the girl that was trying to get the Nidorans, so just the same sort of design. And she'll be asking for a Spearow. And she will ask you to trade one for a Farfetch'd. Now, in any ordinary situation, this is a no-go. This trade is downright awful. But this is the only Farfetch'd available in this playthrough. You cannot acquire one any other way. So, it's also, I believe, the only Farfetch'd you can acquire in this game, other than if you play Pokemon XD. Is it worth it? Hell no. Its base stats are in the 60s and 70s, whereas most other Pokemon are in the 80s and 90s, for a lot of their stats. It is one of the most worthless Pokemon in existence. The only thing that is salvageable about this Pokemon is that it's partially a normal type. It can learn Slash, and it can learn the move Swords Dance. Swords Dance beefs up your attack power, while Slash has a very high critical hit ratio. Is it still worth it for that? Not really. The only way to make that Pokemon useful is if you have the... Pokemon XD version, and that's just because it has the move Baton Pass on it, which would allow you to pass on those high-powered attack boosts to another Pokemon. But since we're not doing that, Farfetch'd is pretty much just what we're going to be stuck with. We're not using it, but it was a nice little trade to do nonetheless. Anyway, we will be now going into this house right here. Remember when I said... Excuse me, sorry. Remember when I said that that Magikarp acquisition was a scam? Want to know why it's a real scam? This is why it's a real scam. I'm the fishing guru. I simply love fishing. I can't bear to go without. Tell me, do you like to fish? Yes. And now that he thinks we can be friends, we get the Old Rod. The Old Rod is an old fishing pole. It'll allow us to catch weak-leveled water-type Pokemon, including, as I get it out so we can practice, including Magikarp! Magikarp, one of the world's most worthless Pokemon. Is it worth it? No, unless you catch one at a reasonably high level. A level 5 Magikarp is not worth it. Unless you are in desperate need, and I'm talking desperate need for a water type, and you desperately need to have one, I do not recommend you catch a Magikarp, because there are plenty of water types available in any of the games, any of the water types in Gen 3 I could recommend to you over Magikarp. If you're going to wait until Magikarp fully evolves, then that's fine, but that takes so long, and it takes such a long time to do that it's just a little ridiculous. Anyway, Magikarp is caught. I have no reason to give it a nickname or to read its Pokedex because it's not going to be on our team. And thus, we have another Pokemon. That gives us 27 Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. We've seen 50, but we own 27. There's nothing to do in this house. Move along. Nothing to see here. Move along. I believe we have a few new items, including the Super Potion, which was available in Cerulean, but I didn't show it. You're going to want a few Paralyze Heals for this. And if you don't have enough already, stock up on Repels here, because you're going to need them. Especially if you want to go through certain areas without having to worry about wild Pokemon. If you need to stock up on Pokeballs, do it. Need to stock up on Super Potions. I wouldn't recommend buying at all because they are just a gigantic waste of time. They are just a huge waste of time. Like, I wouldn't recommend them to my worst enemy, dude. They're not worth it. They're not. Seriously, they're not. There are reasons I could fully explain as to why they're not worth it, but they go into a little too much detail for us right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into this. We're gonna go into this center right here. Not the center. This is the Pokemon Fan Club. We got these two ignorant butt faces who think their Pokemon are cuter. For example, let's look at this guy. Won't you admire my Pikachu's adorable tail? My Pikachu's tail is more adorable. Look at this one. Oh dear, my seal is far more attractive. By double, I would say. Compared to what? Luna? Luna is the most adorable thing in the universe. Look at that thing. Look at her. She's the most adorable thing in the world, and you know it. Stop being such a whiny baby. Seriously. Like, oh, my seal is cuter. We haven't even encountered a seal yet, and trust me, they're not as cute as Clefairy. It's not even a contest. Okay, but what you really want to do is you want to talk to this guy right here. I chair the Pokemon Fan Club. I raise more than 100 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon, I surely am. So, did you come here to hear about my Pokemon? How many times can he say Pokemon in multiple sentences? Okay. Anyway. What was... Oh, crap, sorry. Sorry, I spaced out for a second. Alright. Good, then listen up. My favorite Rapidash. It's cute, lovely, smart. Plus, amazing. You think so? Oh, yes. It's stunning. Kindly. Love it! Hug it. When... sleeping. Warm and cuddly. Spectacular. Ravishing. Oops, look at the time. I kept you too long. Thanks for hearing me out. I want you to have this. We received a bike voucher. And with the bike voucher, we can go to Vermilion City and get a bike for free. For free. So we don't have to spend $1 million to get one. Is it useful? Yes, it is. It'll make things go a lot faster. So don't worry about it right now, because unfortunately we could go back and do it right now, but there are a few more things I would like to cover, because this has been a pretty short episode. Now, you can go into this cave right over here, but we're going to do that in another episode, or 2, or 3, because I don't know how much I'm going to be spacing this out. One thing I do want to tackle before we call it quits here, I am going to end the recording session soon, because I've got a lot more things to do than play Pokemon. I am going to board the SSN, and I am going to show you guys a couple of trainers you can combat there. For the most part, you'll actually be encountering a lot of rare Pokemon and valuable items. So you'll want to go on the SSN. Actually, you don't even have a choice. You have to go on the SSN in order to beat the game. And the SSN will not leave until you've acquired a certain item. But once you've done that, once you do that, if you have not acquired any of all the other items, they will not be accessible to you. So I would recommend going into every room possible to get all the items you can. Such as this trash can, which contains a Hyper Potion. Hyper Potion heals up to 200 HP points on a Pokemon. Not useful right now, but could be extremely useful in the future. As you can see here, we have a Fisherman and a Sailor here. You got pretty much any way you really want to throw this out. Your best choices are Larxene and Bulbabutt here. Let's start with the Sailor. Meaty, you're walking the plank if you lose. Alright. I don't remember exactly if they have a lot of repeat Pokemon, but this guy does, so we're just going to speed through this. I'll leave you in there. It's alright, Larxene. Unlike in other times you'll play through the SSN, this time it's a lot more forgiving if you have a Pokemon faint, because there actually is a room here where you could actually heal your Pokemon. How many times can I say actually in the same sentence? It's a little crazy, actually. Alright, Pidgeotto to level 20, not bad. And Pidgeotto's trying to learn Whirlwind, which will actually make Pokemon, force Pokemon to switch out, and actually scare away wild Pokemon. Is it worth it? Not really, but nah, it's even then. It's Tackle? Yeah, it's not even worth it. Because it has better moves that it has right now. I don't like Whirlwind, and I don't like the other one that's called Roar that does that. But one thing you can do is you go into this second door right here, and talk to this girl right here. She lets us take a rest as many times as we want. It's not like it's just a one-time thing. So we don't have to keep going back and forth to the Pokemon Center. It's very nice that they did that. Alright, we got a Fisherman here. We'll definitely have some new Pokemon for us, because we have not seen that many water types in the game. Trust me, we still have not... I think we've about scratched the surface of all the water type Pokemon, but we have not seen them all yet. There are still quite a few left. Alright, let's start with Tentacool! Tentacool is one of the most common water types in existence. It is a water poison type. One of the Pokemon that is very common, but so common you'd think that it's not good. That is a big, bulbous lie. This Pokemon is a great Pokemon. Mostly will be used as a special wall of sorts, but it could also be used as a special sweeper if it's fast enough. So, it can really go either way for you. It's a very useful Pokemon. It can take a lot of good special attacks. As you saw there, even though Pikachu's special attack elite is still in a lot to be desired, Thundershock is still super effective against it. And it's not doing that much damage to it, so... Pikachu, it's a very good Pokemon. Alright, we've seen Staryu already, so we can fast forward through the rest of this, pretty much. I think there's just another Tentacool. There really isn't much to say else about Tentacool, except for the fact that it's a great Pokemon that should not be that common. It really shouldn't, judging by how good it is. Alright, Larxene, she's getting closer to leveling up. Actually, dangerously close to leveling up. Alright, I think I'm just going to tackle all the rooms down here and then call it an episode. I did want to have room for other things, but I don't think we're going to have that room. I really don't want to have 2 long episodes. It's a little boring to do that. Alright, so let's see. We've got another Fisherman, but he's blocking an item, so I would like to do that. Alright, what do you got, Huey? Another Tentacool, not bad. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. That's the one thing I can't stand about using Tentacool. It takes a long time for it to learn a few good water-type moves. Its only really good attacks are going to be poisoned. And even then, there are better poison-type attacks than Poison, Sting, and Acid, which are the first few poison-type attacks it learns. And Larxene wants to learn Slam, which is a pretty good physical attack. Only problem is, like Mega Punch, it's very inaccurate. Nah, I think I'm good. I don't really need it. It'd be nice to be able to do more damage, but it's not mandatory. Alright, we're going to switch in Bulbabutt, because I do not want Larxene to lose more HP due to being poisoned. We could just heal it within the next few moments, after we've beaten this Staryu, which really is not worth it. It's really not worth it. Just to have used and keep using Harden, dude, it's really not worth it. Not worth it at all. It's not. It's not. No matter how much you think it is. It's not worth it! Especially since I'm just going to be hammering them away with special attacks. I don't even think there is a physical attack that's strong against water types. Alright, let's see. Let's use one of those antidotes that I have to heal Larxene's poison. And then use a potion to heal even more. And we have plenty of potions, so, well, not plenty of potions. We've used a lot. But enough potions. Alright, and we got TM44, which is Rest. Very interesting TM. It actually allows you to go to sleep. It removes your status ailment and fully heals yourself up. But unless you can find ways to wake yourself up quickly, it may not be worth it for you. It may not be worth it to you at all. So, if you're going to use it with the right Pokemon. Alright, we got another battle here. Let's see. Let us see. We've got a Horsey. I've gone over Horsey. But there are still a lot more water types in this game. I don't think we're going to encounter them until a bit later. Because a few of them are ice types, and we have not encountered a single ice type just yet. Oh wow, this guy's like nothing but Horsies. Can I trade you for one of those Horsies? I'll trade you Larxene. Is there any other Pokemon I'd consider trading? Let's see. Let's see. You could have Meowth or Pidgeotto. I'd really like one of those Horsies, please. But if you're not going to give it to me, that's fine. Alright, and Ether, as I've said before, restores PP on a Pokemon. 10, not all of it, though. Alright, we got a bunch more Sailors. Obviously, these guys are going to be kind of repetitive from this point on. You want to have your Pokemon good, but not too over-leveled. So, once Larxene hits, like, maybe level 22 or 23, I'm going to start shuffling back, Bulbabutt in there, because Bulbabutt needs to be the strongest member on my team. It's just that simple. Alright. Awesomeness. Nobody knew there, and no one knew here either, so all Larxene really needs to do. That's level 22. Holy crap. You are leveling up like mad, Larxene. Alright. Awesomeness. I believe this last room only has an item in it. My buddy Machoke is super strong. He has enough strength to move big rocks. Foreshadowing at its worst. And we have a super potion here. Awesome. I am going to go heal up. And when I do that, I will conclude the episode. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm NintendoMan64. Join me next time, where we take on the rest of the SSN, and maybe a little bit more on the side. Until then, sayonara!